That's what we're going to make Mondays all about this morning here on Crafters TV. Me and Debbie were just talking before the show. I was saying I quite like Mondays. I think Monday's a good solid starting point of the week. Debbie, on the other hand, was saying she's not sure even what day it is today.
No, they all just mingle into one, Joe. Everything just mingles into one day, and I never know what day I'm on. So thank you for reminding me it is a Monday.
It's really Monday all day today, Debbie.
It is.
Are you ready for a brand new week?
Absolutely ready and raring to go.
Oh, wonderful. It's lovely to have you with us in the studio today. We are, of course, going to be taking you through the next couple of hours with one of our masterclasses. And a masterclass is where we really focus a little bit more on the kind of techniques that you're able to do with some of the products that are available in the show. So it's a really great show for you to get involved with too. So any of the products that are in the show, we're going to be looking at layering stamps, sort of background stamps, rotating stamps, all of those kind of technique-based stamp products that we bring to you. That's what we've packed into this show. So any questions that you've got about any of those style or type of products, this is a great show to get your questions in. Now you can either, you've got a few different options. If you're over on YouTube, pop it in the comments there. One of our social media superstars will pick it up. If you're on Facebook, get yourself over to the Crafters TV Facebook page. I'll be monitoring the comments there. You could even as well maybe pop us an email if you want to. If you wanted to pop us a picture, that would be absolutely brilliant also. You can do that by emailing us studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. So that is where you can send stuff into us. Now, with a lot of these stamping techniques that we're going to bring you in this show, we're going to be sharing with you, you're going to need some good ink pads. And thankfully, we got you covered. It's fine, don't worry. Two different collections for you. Now, I'll quickly show you the details of the 13-piece collection. £50 or $70 if you want to go for those. I know everyone, though, is going to go for the larger collection. The larger collection is already very busy. The 29-piece collection gives you absolutely loads of choice. I'll take you through the colours, but these are our quick dry ink pads. So it means that when you're doing those kind of techniques where you want to stamp something out and then you want to go right in. You want to go right in and colour. You want to go right in and add more colour over the top of it as well. Absolutely you can. You can see all the colours that you're getting just here, which is brilliant. So you've got 29 different ink pads in here. The great thing about this is, I'll run you through what you're getting. So you're going to get baby blue anthracite Bordeaux. You're also going to get Chinese red, crushed velvet, damson wine, frosty jade, grasshopper, green topaz, jet black lagoon, midnight misty morning, noir black, oasis. You've got ocean blue in here, orange, parakeet, pale fig, pine tree, pumice, sandstorm, spar blue, seal brown, smoked emerald, smoked pearl, smoked plume. Gonna need to sit down in a minute, Debbie, and the Twilight Grey as well. It is more ink pads than you can shake a pokey tool at. Now, the great thing is when you go for these really nice big bundles that we bring to you, it's when you get the best value for money, because this should be today $144.71 if you were going to buy these individually in the UK, or $201.55 in the US. Everyone saves $44.71 in the UK, or $61.55 in the US, which is brilliant. Platinum members... Oh yeah, Platinum members, you're going to get an extra £20 or an extra $28 off of them. So Platinum members pay £80 or $112. Really great value. I know a lot of you have been waiting for a deal on our quick dry ink pads for quite a while. This is our sort of first stamping / quick dry masterclass as well. So I'm sure you're going to have absolutely loads of questions that you want to get into us, then absolutely you can. I'll be having a little bit of a chat in the show as well about what's coming up for the rest of the week here on Crafters TV too. Let me give you a heads up on some of the other great things that are available in this show for you. So you've got here the Crafters Companion background layering stamps. It's a 4-piece collection that you've got. Oh, it's half price, Debbie.
I know.
$25.98 to get 4. $25.98 it'd be normally would get you 2. Not today. No, no, no. In here, you're going to get Fruit of the Vine, Floral Cascade, Spring Display, and you're going to get Festive Holly in there as well. $39.90 if you're in the US. Now, as well as stamps, we've also got stamps and dies on the show for you as well. These are the layering stamp and die 4-piece collection. Shut the front door. Another half-price deal. I think we've lost our minds. $29.98 or $39.90 gets you all 4 of those ones. Less than £10 per set there, which is great. Now, we're going to be sniffing these stamps a little later in the show, no doubt. We've got some of the photopolymer stamps on the show as well. These are also a half. Do you see a theme here, Debbie? A half price deal, which is fantastic. $9.99 we normally get one, gets you two today, which is brilliant. So make sure you grab those. Now, shut the front door, shut the back door, ride the stamping platform up the road. It is back. Debbie, it feels like it's been an eternity since we last had this in stock. However, we do have it right now back in stock, which is fantastic. So it is available for you right now. Now, to go with that, £22, £26.50. I'm hearing it's already busy there on that one. So I want to show you one other thing before we get going. I want to show you our background rotating stamps that we've got on the show for you. It's a duo as well. This is how they work. So this one here that you've got, this is the Spring Has Sprung that you can see here. Now what you get is one stamp, but four, in fact, 5 different ways of using it, because you can see this is what you're building up to, but these are the individual patterns it gets you. And as you rotate it, it gives you a different look and feel, which is brilliant. So you've got that one there, which is Spring Has Sprung. You're also going to get the Birds and Bloom in there as well. So they are the two that you're getting included there, which is brilliant. $11.50 or $14.50 if you want to grab hold of those ones. Right, shall we see who's locked in this morning over on the socials? Monica's there, Nicole's there, Sarah's there, Lynn, Carolyn, Christine in upstate New York, Lynn in Essex, Debbie Robinson's watching us, and she's here in the studio. I can see the lovely Derek's watching us as well. Derek will be back on your screens this Wednesday, fresh, straight out of Pisa. Forget straight out of Compton. Derek straight out of Pisa and back on your screens on Wednesday with lots of tales of limoncello and gelato, no doubt. Jeffrey is tuning in. Loads of you saying hello. As I said earlier, any questions that you've got, definitely get them in. The lovely Debbie Fisher's watching as well. Debbie Fisher's going to be back on your screens here at Crafters TV very, very soon. So I'll give you more details about that later in the show. Now, the ink pad storage tray is also super busy. Let me just grab these for you because you guys are loving them. And you're going to need somewhere to store your ink pads, let's face it. No better way than in here. Also, oh yeah, you guessed it, didn't you? It's a half price deal. You buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one,
you get one free.
You do indeed. $16.99 gets you two, or $24.95 would normally get you one. Right, Debbie, I am like a coiled I feel like I got out the right side of bed this morning on a Monday. Normally I'm a bit sort of like a bit slow and a bit, slow to get going. But today I'm ready to learn, and I am here. So I haven't seen these demonstrated before, so I'm really excited to see what you're going to do with them.
Well, you see, the thing is with ink pads, now I know myself personally from working in the store that the one thing people got confused with all the time are the different types of ink pads that are out there on the craft market. So you'll know what I mean, where you've got those lovely, I'll use Tim Holtz as an example, the distress inks, and they make lovely backgrounds when you can make some nice distressed features. And then we're talking about other ink pads, like what ink do you use when you're using watercolour, what ink do you use when you're using lots of different types of different things. What do you use when you want crisp, clean images when you're stamping, which we've got some amazing stamps on the show today. We need quick dry inks. Now, there's so many different inks out on the market. The one thing I love about Spectrum Noir and what I love Leanne and the team for is the fact that they've simplified ink pads. And when I say simplify ink pads, we've fetched out now, we've got the water reactive ink pads that work as very similar to those distress ones that we're talking about with the Tim Holtz ones. Then we've got our quick dry inks. I'll come to those in a moment because that's what we're going to focus on today. And then there's things like your opaque pigment ink pads as well. And this is where it really does get very simple. And we know, and we so easy to use these. Now, what you get with a quick dry ink pad is an instant, when it's on a porous surface, an instant dry, no smudge. It gives you crisp, clean images every single time when you're using it. And it's perfect for all those techniques like layering stamps, which funnily enough, we thought we'd bring on the show today so that we can show you exactly what you do and how to use them. And these ink pads are absolutely perfect for them. Now this is, and it explains it straightforward on the tin. What I will tell you as well is the rest of those Harmony ink pads that I just talked about, those 3 different Harmony ink pads, they're called Harmony for a reason, Joe. Because they all work in harmony with each other. So you can use them across the board. So it doesn't matter if you've just got the water reactive ones, they will work with the opaque pigment ink ones, they'll work with the quick dry ink pads too. God, I need to get my teeth in, Joe, because everything's getting all confused when I'm trying to say it out fast.
It's Monday, so that's what it is. Don't worry.
Can I get away with
Everything
it?
that happens on a Monday before lunchtime on a Monday, it doesn't count. So if you get pulled up later in the week by anyone, they say, well, we can talk about what happened. You can say, well, it's fine because everything before Monday afternoon, I was just warming up, Debbie.
There
Just
you
warming
go.
up.
So we can get away with it, but it does explain it onto here. So you'll see Harmony by Spectrum Noir on here, and it says quick dry dye for crisp defined layers, and that means you can layer upon different colours on different colours, and you will get a lovely layered effect. Honestly, these are beautiful, and that's why we've fetched those stamps out on the show. And I'm talking of stamps, shall I show you straight away? Oh, Debbie, she's knocking all the bits on the floor before we even started. What am I like? But I'm going to use, and I'm just going to start off, going to go straight in there. We're going to try and get as many things as we can. Don't forget, if there is something you want to see within the layering stamps and the quick dry inks, let me know. Pop it in the comments. Joe will pass that on, and we'll try and cover absolutely everything for you. But can I just bring in these gorgeous rotation stamps? These are fabulous. We're talking one stamp with one pattern on with a simple rotation means you can build a pattern up. The first time I heard about them, Joe, I was a bit like you. Shut the front door, run up the street naked and everything else, because honestly, I could not believe how fabulous these are. And they work perfectly with the quick dry ink pads. Now, the simple thing, yours won't come like this. Can I just say, Joe? Can you see mine's very bright pink? Can you tell what I like to use a lot of? I like a lot of use. I do. I like to use a lot of the colours, especially pinks. But you can see this one pattern design, and it's just a simple case of the rotating. And what you need perfectly to rotate with so that you get this. I can't believe this is back in stock, Joe. I'm so excited. I nearly did do a little happy dance when they told me this were back on the show today, because this is an absolute fabulous tool to have when it comes stamping. We've got a 4x4, we've got a 6x6, we've got an 8x8. This is the 8x8 platform on, and I say a magnetic base. It's a base with magnets. It holds things into place, but it's got the grooves. Can I just explain a little bit about this before we get started with the stamp? You've got your 8x8 platform, so it means any nice big stamps will go on there, quite a few stamps as well. We've got our, as you all know now with our platforms, we've got the spring-loaded legs, so you can see that gives that nice spring there, and that goes round all four sides. You've got 3 on each one. And then you've got your platform here, and you can see that you've got your grid, so you've got your metric and imperial, which in English is centimetres and inches. And then we've got the 4 magnets. Now these are perfect because they're going to hold your cardstock into place. And then you've got little grooves in each of these bases. It's got a non-slip technology as well on the bottom of the base. So you've got little legs there that prevent it from slipping everywhere. So it's not going to slide and slip around whenever you're stamping. And these holes here, these grooves are where the legs fit into. So that when you pop that on, you get that lovely crisp and you get a lovely bounce as well, Joe. It's really, really great to use. Now, talking of great to use, let's bring in some cardstock. So I've cut a piece of cardstock, and I say I cut a piece of cardstock. You can always trim down. I've taken this piece, I think it's about just a little bit bigger than 6x6, but I'm just going to pop that into place and hold my magnets down. And then I'm going to place down my stamp down onto here as well. Now, on your stamp, it actually tells you, it gives you all the instructions here about a stamped image, and then rotate it 90 degrees, and each one, and that's why you'll end up with. So that's the first pattern, that's the second pattern with your 2 colours, your third pattern with your 3 colours, and when the finished result, and I'm going to show you some amazing samples, but the way I'm going to start is just getting straight in there. So I'm going to lay my stamp down. I'm actually going to bring my box out as well, Joe. Let me just bring this box. I need a bit of height today. I've almost grown 2 inches. I've got Leanne's box. I need it for this bit. But literally, all I'm going to do is place that in, and I've got my cardstock held down, and I'm just going to press that down, and it picks up my stamp. So I'll just pop that back down for a minute. There we go, making sure that's on where it wants to be. Perfect. Now, we're going to just choose some colours. Now then, colours, what shall we use? I'm going to have, now I've got all mine. I don't know if you can see here just for a second. I've got all of mine. Now, we've got the 29. Is 29 the big full piece set today?
29 pieces, yeah.
There is 36 in the, because I've got 36 here. There is 36 in the whole collection. However, they are on their way back in. We have been waiting and waiting to get them back in, and they're on the way back in. So there's just a couple of colours missing in the pinks and the yellows. However, we've got the rest to boot. So I'm going to choose some, and I've laid mine here, and I'll talk about the storage as we go on through the show, but I've laid all mine out, so I've got all mine in light tones, medium tones and dark tones, because that's how these ink pads come. They come in colour families. So I'm going to use some pale colours, I think, for this one. So I'm going to use Spring Meadow. Did we have baby blue on the show, Joe?
We
I'm
do.
going to use the baby blue. Where's my baby blue? There's my baby blue. And then I'm going to bring in, where's me pale fig? There we go, we'll have that one as well. Right, so I've got some nice pale colours. You can choose whether you want mediums, darks, it depends on how you want to use these, but I'm going to go for a nice pale little look, and I'm just popping the legs back into those slots while I ink up the stamp. So I'm going to start with Pink Tulip, and what I'm going to do is just lightly go over. Now I know you won't be able to see because my beautiful photopolymer stamp is nicely coloured and stained. You can wash them though.
That's not going to stop it being effective,
Absolutely not, no, Joe. It really won't make a difference. If you saw some of my stamps in my collection, Joe, honestly, they really are... they're very coloured, very colourful, should I say. But what I'm just doing is literally lightly tapping across here. You've got a lovely... This ink pad here has been formulated, and don't ask me what it is about this. Don't ask me the chemist. I'm not a chemist. You'd have to ask Leanne, but I don't think Leanne will be explaining everything.
You're not a chemist?
I'm not a chemist, no. There you go, I'm just a grafter.
Well, just to be sure, I thought you were always dishing out the sound medical advice backstage here at Crafters TV, Debbie.
No, they're specially formulated in our place where we get them made, and they're specially formulated, but you can see that beautiful it's like a sponge.
Is it a more squidgy one than normal?
It's a more squidgy one. So the water reactive one is a felt. It's like a felt pad. I should have to fetch that in actually. In fact, I think we'll do through the show. But it's got like a felt pad. This has got like a lovely springy sponge-like feature to it. But it's got all the ink in there. And literally it's just small little taps just all the way across. Now the wonderful thing about this platform, Joe, is obviously we're going to start with the first image. I'm going to place those legs into their grooves and it's ready to just literally press down. Now I'm just going to do it lightly for a reason, Joe. When I lift that off, you'll see when I take that off, oh, it's not done it all. That's because I didn't put my pressure all the way along. But the best thing about having this platform with these legs and this base means that if you have missed and you've missed a piece, you can go back and get the rest literally straight away without having to try and line it back up, because that can be a difficult part. But all I'm going to do is put my pressure across the whole of the stamp. Now,
Eleanor on Facebook is saying, I need one of those magnetic stamping mats. Well,
absolutely.
You're in luck, Eleanor, because they are available. Details, I'll grab the details for you for the mat. We've been waiting, it feels like forever, doesn't it?
Absolutely,
Debbie?
it does. But this is what I'm saying. If you've missed places, you can go back in and you can see it's not moved anywhere, Joe. Can you see it's not giving it that ghosting because it's in place? The magnets are holding the cardstock into place, but it gives, I mean, you can see straight away that gorgeous defined, and I mean, at the minute, that looks okay. Could use that as a background if you want.
Great.
Absolutely. But the beauty of these rotation stamps is it's that one design on this stamp. And what we're going to do is, I started off with my Crafter's Companion down in the bottom. There's a Crafter's Companion logo under there. But that's how I'm going to start with. That's the first colour. And that's the first layer down, done and dusted. Right, so I'm going to clean now, turn that back over, and I'm going to just clean it. Now you can use wipes, baby wipes. I use the wipes that are biodegradable wipes, and I'm just going to colour, well, I say colour, but it's just giving it a nice clean over the top to take off that excess ink. So you can see I've got the excess. What's excess? Excess, that's the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to bring in just bear with me a second. Ooh, lost an inch or two. There we go, back up again. And I'm just going to dry that off and make sure all the ink is off. So just give it a nice little tap across there. And then we're going to move on to the next colour. So the next colour, what should I have next, Joe? Should I go green? Yeah, we'll have a bit of green. Oh, no, do you know what? Yeah, no, do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'll put some green on. I'm like this all the time. I talk to myself.
Loads of people commenting along. Still remember, if you've any sort of specific techniques you want to see, definitely drop them into the comments. I'm sure Debbie will do her best to oblige. We've got loads of you commenting along. Crafting with Quilling Lady says, good morning, all amazing crafters. So happy to start my week with you all today.
Oh,
We're happy to have you here starting your week with us. Sarah's watching through a computer and chatting on the TV. And Angela says, hi, everybody. Debbie is looking fab. I love her top. Isn't she just?
Bless your little heart. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Now then, rotation. What do we need to do? So if I was to pop that back on now, Joe, all I'm going to do is cover over with the same ink. So I want to rotate it. So you rotate it 90 degrees. Now, the best way I can ever give you any advice is if you start off, so you know, with the bottom piece there, you know you can't go wrong with these stamps. So what I'm going to do is rotate it, pop it back in its space, and I'm going to press down again.
Does it
and
tell
this
you
time,
on the stamp which way is up, which way is down?
No.
Right.
However, there is a little clue on the packaging, Joe. The packaging gives you a little bit of a clue, which I think is absolutely fabulous as well. So if you get stuck, as long as you remember you just need to rotate 90 degrees each time, you'll be okay. So if I just take that colour off, now you can see my second layer of colour. Absolutely beautiful. So again, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it another clean off. So I'm going to bring back in my wipe, nice clean down, and you can see when you take it off, all that ink that's been left on there, you can take that off. What I've not mentioned, Joe, look at this. I'll do it with my next one. But what I've not mentioned, because obviously we know the quick dry. What does quick dry mean? It dries within seconds when you pop it down onto your cardstock. It remains wet while it's on the stamp, but the minute it hits the cardstock, it's completely dry. And I say dry, it's non-smudge. But I'll prove that to you in a moment when I do this next layer. So the next colour, Joe, let's go in with Pale Fig. So I'm going to go across, just again, nice little light taps across there. If you've noticed, I'm not going really heavy-handed into it. It's just nice little light taps across all of that image. I just think these stamps are absolutely perfect for this layering technique of colour. You're not having to colour anything in. No pens required or anything like that. You get this beautiful technique by this stamp. So we go back to that beginning again. The Crafter's Companion down at the bottom was the first one. Then we rotated it 90 degrees to get the second image. Then we're going to rotate it again because this is the third colour, another 90 degrees. So it's almost like up at the top corner. And then we're just going to press that down again. Let's press that down. And again, all over. And don't worry if you've got your image on and you don't think you've missed a little piece. Not to worry, because you can go back on by lifting that off. If you think you've missed an area, you just pop that back down and re-stamp. You give it another re-ink. Or if you're not happy with the colour, you could actually put a little bit more on.
Do you always use all four designs when you're using these?
Yes. So to get this, me personally, I love that full background feature. However, you can see already there's a nice little pattern going off on the sheet. So if you only wanted to use a couple of the images, but to get your full proper effect with this rotation stamp, how it's been cleverly designed, like I said, by Leanne and the team, honestly, Joe, you'll get the best fuller feature. Now, the last colour that I haven't used is the baby blue. So let's go in with the baby blue. And again, I'm just going to give it a little light taps all the way across that image, light taps till I've covered it all. And then if we remember, we started off down there, we turned it 90 degrees for the second colour, 90 degrees for the third colour, and another 90 degrees for the fourth. Can you see why this stamping platform is perfect for the rotation stamps? Absolutely perfect. You're not having to reline it back up, you're not having to try and find a space. It's all worked out for you, and I just think it's just fabulous. So again, I'm going to cover the whole of that area, lift that off, and look. The beautiful background that you have got with this is absolutely gorgeous. And when you trim that down, it looks absolutely sensational. And I just think this is a really gorgeous way. I'm just going to show you the one that I trimmed down for a second. Let's put that there. Can you see there? Oh, perfect. Can you see it? Look, Joe.
Beautiful.
How gorgeous it looks when it's all lined up and all popped into place. I've not had to colour anything in at all. And the beautiful thing, like I said, it's that quick instant dry. The minute you pop it down to the cardstock, there's no, for me, I'm a little bit of a messy crafter. I get ink all over my fingers. I usually get it all down my top and everywhere else. But for this, it's perfect. You don't get no smudges, no smears, because once it's on there, it's staying on there and it's not going anywhere. It's absolutely fabulous. Love it.
I do love it. Really, really beautiful. Very, very busy already for that 29-piece quick dry ink pad collection. Loads of you still commenting away. Angela says, hi everybody. Debbie, I recorded that one. Your top is fabulous. I didn't realise quite how sparkly you were today, Debbie, until you got under the studio light. Very, very bling. You're like my own. You've got my very own little Swarovski crystal in the studio today, Debbie. Stacey says, morning, my lovely crafters. Debbie says she's, Sarah says, Debbie, loving your top, very sparkly. The 6 other colours. What are the 6 other colours that are in the ink pad collection that are not in this collection? Do you know what they are?
I do. It's the pinks and yellows.
Pinks and yellows.
It's the pinks
there
and
you
yellows.
are. Wonderful. Hannah says, I've never seen this magnetic stamping platform. My wish list keeps getting longer, and I must say, most of my crafty bits are from you guys. It is really a must-have, that platform. The magnetic platform has been out of stock for so long, so it really is great to have it back. Right, the stamps. Very, very busy. The thing is about, they're not stamps, are they? They're ink pads. The thing is about the ink pads is that we bring you these big bundles. A lot of you, maybe over the years with different ink pads, have collected them in sort of like 1s and 2s. Maybe you've got the blues and you've bought the reds and you've bought the yellows. What we do here at Crafters TV is give you the opportunity to buy a massive bundle of them, and we give you amazing value on there as well. So you're looking at over 30% off on these, which is unheard of for our ink pads. So rather than collecting, them in 1s and 2s over a really long period of time, this is your option to get loads. Some people collect these for years and don't have a collection as big as this. So this is great because it gives you all of the different options that you've got of crafting with these. Now, 29 in here, which is amazing. The normal usual price on this should be 144.71 or 201.55, as you can see there. You're saving today 44.71 or 61.55, which is brilliant. Platinum members, you're going to save an extra £20 or an extra $28, meaning platinum members in the UK can get these for £80 today or $112 if you are in the US, which is fantastic value for money. Jeannie's saying, Joe, could you ask Debbie what paper is best for using with this ink collection?
Now that's a good question, Joe. So I use either stamping card or Nina because it's got that lovely smooth finish to it. But either will work beautifully. This one that I used for this one was Nina cardstock. So that's the Nina. I just want to show you something else that you can do. So you've got your quick dry inks that's made this gorgeous image. And you know when you want to do a bit of matting and layering, sometimes you want to get that perfect combination, the perfect colour that matches what you've done your design with. Well, you can do with these inks because you can literally create your own little border. I've just taken a piece of stamping card this time and I'm trying to work out, Joe, what colour I think might stand that out if I've got a frame. So I'm thinking maybe pale fig. I think that might work, but any one of those colours will bring it out and make it pop. Same with the Spring Meadow. I think the Spring Meadow would bring it out. But what I'm just going to show you is, now you can take your applicators for this or you can do what Debbie's technique is, pick up your ink pad and just run it across the edge of your cardstock. So again, I'm just going to bring that on and lift that around and lift it up and then just smear that across, Joe. And literally when you take that across, you can create your own colour match perfectly. Now I know it looks a bit messy at the minute, but bear with me. Like I said, you could take a sponge applicator and we've got some lovely clean ones over here. I think Tracy's been busy cleaning them all up. Because you can do a little bit, although they are dry, because look, straight away, nothing's moving. When it's down there, I'll do that again so I can show you, Joe. So when I just lift that off and just bring that around, I'll just show you. And again, I'm just taking it across the edges. Doesn't matter if it's not, if it's messy or anything like that because you're covering most of it up. But what I'm showing you is I'm going to get a really perfect match around the edge. But look, can you see nothing's moving in the middle? It's staying put because it instantly dries the minute it hits that cardstock, which I think is fabulous. So you get a lovely match. I think though this one might be drying up slightly. I think this quick dry is literally losing its colour. Is these the ones that are well loved by our Sarah and Leanne and everybody else? I thought so, yes. We might be needing to get another pale fig just to show you because I can see that
It's always the purple ones that go first here.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why indeed.
I was just thinking the same, Joe. I wonder why it is, but there we go. You pop that on, and there you've got your perfect colour match background that literally is your perfect matte and layer with the colour, and that just makes it pop off that little bit more. But honestly, they're absolutely fabulous for doing that. That were a little trick that our Fiona shared with me, and I just thought, what a clever way of doing it. It absolutely means I don't have to go out looking for a colour that matches. I've got it to hand with my ink, and I can use it, and that's what you can do with yours too.
Beautiful. Getting very busy on those ink pads. £100 or $140. Remember as well, we've got those rotation stamps for you as well. Just give you a quick idea again of how they work. You can see here all the different ways. When you put these together, you can see all the different ways in which you use them. So there they are, 4 different looks and feels, and then the 5th one, you can pop them onto there as well. Right, I need to just remind you what's in there. So you've got in this one your buds and blooms, and then you've also got here as well the spring has sprung. They're the 2 you're going to get there for $11.50 or $14.50. Right, I can see a lot of you over on Facebook commenting away, which is wonderful. But remember, if you want to watch and shop at the same time here as Crafters TV, it's very easy to do so. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how you can watch and shop at the same time, which is absolutely brilliant. I can see loads of you chatting away. I'd love to know what ink pads you own. Which ones have you got? That's what I'd like to know, and how you're using them. So do let me know in the comments. We've got, of course, the quick dry ones available today. The quick dry ones, I think, are some of the ones that we get the most questions about. I think people a lot of the time are unsure how they're going to use them. Debbie's taking you through all the different techniques that you can do with them today. Right, we are so pleased to have Totally Tiffany with us here at Crafters Companion. And what we've got is some great buddy bags available for you on the show. Now, the Karen buddy bag, I'm going to level with you, it's always sold out. We never have any in stock. The only way that you can usually get it is in the Crazy for Card Making Kit, whereas now today, what we've got is it on its own. Karen's all by herself, which I'm sure you'll love. Well, she's in a bundle with a few of her mates, but this is what you've got. The Crazy for Card Making one is wonderful because it's a really great size for storing all of your finished cards. So if you make things to sell, maybe you do a lot of workshops or trade fairs, it's really fantastic. It's really great for organising. Don't just think about it for organising, you know, things like your craft stuff. I mean, as a general organiser around the house, it works absolutely beautifully as well. So that's Karen. It's got that lovely solid hard base in there as well, which is brilliant. So let's just pop that one down there. You're also going to get a couple of her friends too. So you've got this one here, you've got Gail, and you've got Sue as well. So this one here is Gail. And now in Gail, what we've got here, they're all really great quality as well. Really lovely feel to them, and loads that you can get in there. Again, this one's got that solid base in there included, as you can see. We've chosen to put a load of inks into ours, but with this one I think you could do things like, if you've got lots of explosion powders and things like, you know, all like your pearl drops and your stone drops and stuff like that, they all fit into there absolutely beautifully as well. So if you're looking for a way to organise those, then you could definitely pop those into there. We've got our lovely Chloe glitters in here. We've got some of our sparklings, some of our aqua tints in there too. So there's those two. Now, let me get these out of the way. Oh, I love these, Debbie, you know. I think they're all great. If you want the stadiums as well, you'll find those over on our website. These are great for all of your pens. Now, we've got some aqua pens in here, but these will also fit your tri-blend markers as well, which is fantastic. So if you want to put your tri-blend markers in there, you can. If you want to put your illustrators or your classiques, they also fit in there beautifully too. Really fantastic for if you are, maybe you're doing a colouring project and you're going to take it away somewhere with you. You don't want to take your whole collection with you. You can just take these. Also would work beautifully if you wanted to store some of your ink pads in there. It would also work beautifully because you could store those in there on their side, which is brilliant. Now, the great thing is about the buddy bags is that they're all going into the lowest tote, which is amazing. Let me pop, who was living in there? You guys were in there. Let's pop them in there. So even the aqua pens in their packaging fit into there as too, which is great. You've got that hard shell again in there, which is always lovely. Now they all go into, where is it? It's behind me here. Now check out what you could be doing. This is the purple one. It's actually the pink one you're getting. Exactly the same specification. This is what you could be building up to, because in here we've got Leanne in here. We've got all of the bags are designed to fit into here, which is fantastic. So if you have them up this way too, what you can actually do is have them all in. They've all got handles on one end, the buddy bags, so they will all fit in. So you can actually just lift these in and out, which is fantastic. So again, a really great way of sort of building up towards a larger collection. The lowest tote's been out of stock for ages. That's available to you right now. £13.50 or $17.50. Very busy for that, saving 20% there. Oh, we lost one. There we go. Pop that back in there. And if you want to get these trio of buddy bags, they are also available for you in the show. Karen, very, very busy there as we expected. If you want to go for these, then do grab those details there on the website. $16.50 or $21 if you want to go for those ones. Right, we've got all the storage solutions today, haven't we? With great deals on our ink pads, we need to, of course, bring you somewhere to beautifully store them, and that is exactly what we've got. Now, with our ink pad storage trays, this is the deal that everyone waits for. It's the buy one, get one free. Now, you can have these so they stack on top of each other and go up vertically, which is fantastic. That's a great way of storing them. You can actually have them so they cascade backwards a little bit like that, so you can get things in and out more easily. Or what you can do is you can even clip them in side by side if you want to as well. The great thing about it, you get 6 pieces in here, by the way. The great thing about them as well is that they take our ink pads, which is wonderful. So if you want to put our ink pads in there, you can see they store beautifully. You've got the little slot there to pull these in and out. What you've also got is as well, I know a lot of other brands of ink pads, of course, are more square. So can you see the lip that you've got there? So if you've got those little square ones, you can actually pop those in there. So maybe you want to mix and match. Maybe you want to organise all your ink pads in colour families and you want them all to be there. So maybe you've got some distress inks, some oxides, and you want those to be alongside your water reactives and your pigments. You can get them all stored beautifully in there, which is wonderful. $16.99 to get you 2 of those. You buy one.
I said you get one free.
You do indeed. $16.99 and $24.95 gets you both of those, which is absolutely brilliant. Very, very busy on those. Remember, any questions you've got about anything you see in the show, always drop them in to the comments for us, which is fantastic. Over on Facebook, also over on YouTube as well. Now, we've got some photopolymer stamp and dies available for you on the show. It's a duo. It's again a half price. We are spoiling you with a half price deals today. $9.99 or $7.95 gets you both of these. In fact, I can see Debbie, she's frantically waving at me on the other side of the studio. She wants to show you some ideas and do some demonstrations on these, I think.
Oh,
so
I
who
love
am I to
these.
stop her?
I know, I just love these stamps, and they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect for these quick dry ink pads that you can layer up colours. No need for colouring, no need for doing anything like that, because these stamps going to do that for you. They're going to do all that colouring in. So if colouring in is not for you, but you want to get that look, these are the stamps and the colours that you need to get. I honestly love them. So I'm just going to show you a few little samples. I was aware that I hadn't shown you anything for the rotation stamps, but I will show you some later on. We've got plenty of time, but these teacups I adore. I cannot believe that you are getting 2 sets in here. So the 2 sets that you're getting are the gorgeous teacups and then the beautiful wreath. That wreath is just the most gorgeous wreath, and depending on your colour combination and how you choose, you're going to get different looks each and every time. Look at this one. I love this one. I've got a floating set of teacups there. That little one's bubbling away in the background there. Absolutely love it. You could extend it and you can make your tumbling teacups, Joe.
Tumbling
I like the idea of
teacups.
tumbling teacups. But let's go back to this gorgeous wreath, because that wreath, look at the colour tones there, the blues and the greens, and how fabulous that looks. And once you've created these, you're then going to be able to incorporate them into things like your nesting dies. That's got your nesting dies on there. But honestly, the things that you're going to be able to create with them are just fabulous. And again, they're so easy to use, and I'll talk you through them. Let me just show you the floral teacups. That's the one I want to show you first of all. So if we just take a look overhead, you'll be able to see that you've got, and I'll turn it the right way around with a piece of card underneath. Always helps, Debbie, always helps. But you can see these are all numbered. So you've got layer 1, layer 2, then we've got layer 3, then we have layer 4, and then layer 5. This is just one stamp set, Joe. £9.99 for one I would pay, and I have paid in the past, but you're getting 2. You're getting that spring wreath as well. So again, you've got lots of sentiments on there. Love this one. Take life one cup at a time. Isn't that a gorgeous little sentiment? It's fabulous. I love it. So how do you use them? Let's bring that out. We'll put our cards back. I'm going back up on my box. I'm gaining a little height or 2. Oh, let me just bring it back 2 seconds. What am I like?
Are you off your box?
Yeah, I'll end up falling off it if I don't get it stationed, fastened down to where I want it. I'm going to end up falling
you're on
over.
the box. You're not usually on the box, are you?
No, but I need a bit of height. These counters for very
high,
small people, like me and Leanne, are really small. Sarah and Jan, really tall. Craig, in between. Debbie, probably about my size, as is Fiona. Well, actually, we're normal then, aren't we? Because it's the other 2 that are freakishly tall.
Yeah.
I'll get away with that one. But I do need a little bit of height so that I can get a nice, clear, precise stamp over there. Well, the pressure of the stamp. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with layer 1. I've got all my colours lined up down here. I've got a few colours. I've got crushed velvet, damson wine, pale fig, pine tree. But literally, you could choose whatever colours you want out of that big bundle if you're going for the big bundle.
Loads of people, Debbie, letting us know what ink pads they've got. Christine's got all of them. Christine, upstate New York. Helen as well, who joined us on Craft House on Saturday. She's got all of them as well. She says they all work brilliantly. They've all got their own individual uses, but together they all work nicely too. So a lot of you have got all of them, which is brilliant.
Absolutely fabulous. Do you have your stamping platform with your magnets holding it down? That's what I need to know, because honestly, this changed my life, this platform. I love our stamping platform has just been it's been a godsend for me with stamping. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to use, can you see you've got like your grid in the middle? What do they call this? What I feel
crosshair.
Crosshair, thank you. I'm going to use the crosshair to help me with how to place this stamp on so that I get my stamping each and every single time. So I'm going to use this quarter here on this top quarter, and you can see the stamp has got a design where this is the design going round here. This is the waste bit. It's actually the bit that helps you get your stamp every single time you use it into place. So there we go. I've got it onto place. I've placed it on that four square corner there so that I know that every time I'm going to do this stamp now, I've got it into place. What I need to make sure is that I've got my cardstock in the right place as well. So I'm okay and I'm good to go. So I'm going to start with, let's start with the first colour. Let's go in with this really dark, beautiful colour. Again, small light taps covering the stamp straight over there, and what we're going to do is we're going to put that first layer down with that crushed velvet, and I'm going to pop that down straight over the top, back in, onto place, press down, and it's done. That's as simple as it is. Now again, it stays wet while it's on the stamp, but the moment you lift it off, Joe,
that's a bit magic, isn't it?
Do you know, this is what I can't get over, the magic behind it. I would love to know how it's worked, but honestly, it took the team nearly 4 years to get this formulation right. It was a long time in the making, and it's, you know what Leanne's like, she's a stickler for detail and a stickler for the right product to come, but with good reason. Because we want to bring you the best products, and they should be a lot more expensive than what they actually are for what goes into them to get them at this right combination, the right colour, the right density of colour and everything else. However, that's my first layer down. Stop talking, Debbie. Let's get on with the demo. So literally take that off for a second. Now you can wipe them down, but this set of system is different to that rotation. That rotation is the one stamp that does the whole of that, which is why I was colouring it down. You can clean it down afterwards, but I'm just going to pop it back onto its carrier sheet. And it's important to keep your carrier sheet, Joe, because they're labelled up, number 1 on there. It's not on the stamp, it's actually just on the carrier sheet. So number 2, let's get that number 2 out. And let's just take that off and we'll move on to the next colour. So I think I'm going to use the darker colour.
Loads of people saying that they've got Jan, the lovely Jan in Ravello in Italy. It says, I love the ink pads. I have most of the stamps and dies, just love embossing with them. Also, Lynn says, how do you know how to match them up into groups of 3? I wish there was a way. Is that the ink pad she's talking about?
I think it could be. So let me just, there is on the website, I know this sounds really daft, but this is how I did it. So on the website, because I'm a little bit I'm not OCD or anything like that, Joel. Not really.
I sense a but.
But I like my inks, pads, and same with my pens. I'm a little bit Probably I'm a little bit OCD, but I like my ink pads and my pens to be in family order and colour order, so we like medium dark. So this is how I did mine. I checked it on the website. Now I know the yellows aren't in, but I just want to show you for an example. Your palest tone, if I just hold it there, is your straw bale. The next one is the lemon tonic, and the next one after that is the honey pot. And it does come in colour families, but it will be on the website where you can find it.
Well,
So that's the best way to check it out.
Producer Laura's just let us know. So where do we need to go, Producer Laura? We go to inspiration, and then get inspired, and then download, and you'll find the guide there. We'll group them all together for you, which is brilliant.
Oh, well, that's even better. That is a shut the door moment. Because I didn't even know that. I went on the website and I went through every single individual one to find how they all work. And I didn't know that existed. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, second layer stamp. I've actually popped it on, and again, you can see I've used my grid again, this little four square here, to line that up. I'm going to go in with the second colour, which is the damson wine, which is the darker one this time. And again, little light taps. Don't worry if it goes in the middle at all. It won't affect your stamp, I promise you. And then you're going to go back in, pop your legs into the slots, and you're going to press down, presto, literally over the top like that. Make sure I've covered all that area. Lift that off, and you can see now you've got your second layer. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And again, not moving, Joe. I just think this is fab, absolutely fab. Now, so Debbie is going to clean this.
Would you ever need to put this on the mat? Could you pick them up with a brush if you wanted to? If you put them on the mat, Debbie, or would it dry on the brush instantly?
No, you can colour with them, Joe. You can, because they're water soluble. So yes, you can. Absolutely. Oh. I'll show you that in a moment. Good question. That was a good one. Absolutely belter of a question. Now I'm going in with number layer 3. I'm on the right way. I'm going to use this again, same into that corner. So this way now I know that I'm going to get that perfect every single time, that perfect match. So I think I'm going to go in with a bit of a pink one. Let's go in with a bit of pink here. Let's just take that over. And then again, I'm just going to not going to drop it, Debbie, not going to drop it.
It's very robust, you'll be pleased to know.
Absolutely it is. It truly, truly is. But then we're going to go straight down, stamp that on, and that's number 3 done. And again, perfectly lined up and inside those little elements again. And it's just a question of following it on. So you do 1, you do 2, you do 3, then you do number 4, and so on until you've got your layers. Now that is number 3. Pop that back on the carrier sheet. Let's take off number 4. Let's pop that onto its place, going into that direct place, exactly perfect, layered up. And I'm going to go in with, let's go in with the dark green. We'll go in with that dark green for this one, Joe. So then layer that up, pop that down, straight in again, and then you just place it down into place and you'll get, so let me just move my head out of the way for a second. There we go. Pop that down and you get your next layer. So you can see it now building up and coming together. These really are fantastic. It's just a question of what colour are you going to choose? What colour combination are you going to go with? I've actually just chosen some random ones, Joe, to be fair.
Can you use, with these stamps, Debbie, do you have to have them all from the same colour family, or could you use like a blue and a green and a red together? Or,
of course you can.
I mean, that was a bad example, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. It is just a question of what colour would you like to use. Let me go ahead, I'm going to choose a different one. If you want to use red and yellows together, or red and greens together, or blues and purples, and it's entirely up to you. I would say have a play about. Have a nice play when you get them at home. Try different colour combinations and see what works for you. But look at that, Joe. That looks absolutely fabulous when that is all stamped up, all lined up. You don't have to work out where it goes. The stamps do it for you. And if you've got a perfect, and honestly, I can't stress it enough. Let me just come down a second. I feel like I'm really tall when I'm right up there.
Just get down off your
Just get down off my box. I lost about 4 inches. It feels like I'm dropping about 4 inches. I always feel small when I get back down on floor. But literally, having a perfect stamping base and a stamping platform works wonderful. Now, I know we do it in a small, we do the 4x4, but it doesn't have the base. We do the 6x6, that doesn't have the base. And while they're back in stock, because let me tell you, every time we get them in stock, they fly out again. If I was going to give you any advice, get the biggest one, because then you can do quite a few stamps. So whether you've got a small stamp, and these are small, it still works, it still covers it. So I personally, myself, would be getting something that would work for me, which is you've got the 8x8, which you can be used separately. You don't have to use it in the base if you don't want. But holding it into place really does make it really easy. And getting that precision stamping every single time, for me, that's my one bit of advice. Or can I do a top tip moment?
A top tip moment.
A top tip moment.
Top tip sound effect, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Because you've been full of top tips this weekend. All weekend.
Now, when you've done that, and I will show you, we'll go back to that question about how you can use them with water. I'll show you in a moment with that. But
Denise
I'm just going to show you.
Denise has also asked, are there re-inkers for our quick dry ink pads? I'm pretty sure in saying we don't do re-inkers for our ink pads.
No.
To be fair, the ink pads we bring you are such great value, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Debbie, but Leanne says, I think that they're just not the same once they've been re-inked, all ink pads. They're too juicy or not juicy enough, and it's just not the best way forward, basically.
Exactly. So I know what you mean about that, because there is some on the market that you can re-ink. However, there is special chemistry, and like I said, I'm not a chemist, but this special way that they've been formulated to get that across the whole of that. I'm just going to hold that down there so I can show you. And I'm using the purple one as an example. Please excuse my inky fingers, but I don't feel like I've crafted unless I'm a bit messy.
Let's get you some hand sanitizer, we'll get that off.
Absolutely it will. But if you were to re-ink, the problem that you would have is, would it go across? Would it spread without having to drop it everywhere? And I know what you mean, because I've had those pads where you have had to re-ink them. And trying to get them, you never seem to get the right colour ever. And I don't know what it is about them, which is why these have got a lot, can I just tell you, these have got a lot of ink in them. This is going to last you a long time, a real long time. I've had mine since they launched. And I've had them a long time. There's just a couple of colours that I've had to re-get because they're not my favourite
Let me guess which ones they are.
Go on then.
The three purple ones.
They are indeed. I love me purple and me pink. Me pink as well. Now then, I'll just go back to this to show you. All you can do now is literally take your scissors, have a little fussy cut around. Oh, that would look actually gorgeous onto a card. And I'll just show you the one that I've got here. This is one that I did. I mean, I love all this extra detail. You've got that beautiful stamp sentiment, even that lovely little detail. And you've got your tumbling teacups there, which I just think is absolutely fabulous. But honestly, Joe, once you've got them stamped up, they're all ready to go. They're all ready to make your cards, or whatever it is that you want to do. But look at that, non-smear, perfect coloured, perfect design, perfectly lined up, and absolutely top quality quick dry ink pad. I love them. Love them, Joe.
They are great, and the thing is, a lot of people wait for when we get them on these brilliant deals when we bring you the 29 piece collections, which is today. Loads of you chatting away on YouTube. Dolores is at last finished the chores in time to catch the show. Love the stamps, love all the techniques. Debbie is looking fabulous, isn't she just? Hannah says, to be fair, I've been crafting for about 10 years. I only recently tuned into these shows. Can honestly say that Crafter's Companion products are the best that I have used. Sonia says that she has all of the inks and love them, and they truly dry instantly when it hits paper. She also uses her stamping card quite a lot. Eleanor says, I should say really I love all of the inks pads. I love doing the embossing of the opaque ink pads as well. Christine says she owns all of them. Cynthia's got all three complete collections. I use them all. They are totally fabulous. Liz has also got them all, but she says her favourites are the quick dry ones, which is fantastic. Great question here from Janie Quigley. Says, I've got the water reactive ones, Debbie. How do these quick dries differ to the water reactives?
So the water reactives are water-based. They are water-based. They're water reactive. They react with water. They get that lovely distressed feel as well to it. But they're made on a felt pad. But the quick dry, so they don't. They take a while to dry. I said when I take a while to dry. They take not that long, but the quick dry is an instant. The minute you hit the cardstock is an instant dry. It dries within like nanoseconds, if I'm allowed to say that. It's like, it says seconds on the tin, but it's literally, I'm talking like a second.
Not even one Mississippi?
No, not even one Mississippi. Definitely not. It's dry. It's instant. It's a quick dry, instant dry, and I just think they're brilliant. Perfect, like I said, for layering. But your water reactive are fabulous as well, and they all work in harmony. So you could still do your distressing around the edge. So again, we'll show them. I'll get one of the water reactive as well so we can show you. But honestly, they all work in harmony with each other. They just do a different job. However, you can still do a lot with these ink pads, and I mean a lot.
Absolutely. You saw there as well a snapshot of all the different colours that you were getting. There are 2 collections available. However, pretty much everyone going for that 29-piece collection, because you get the best saving there. You save $44.71 if you're in the UK. In the US there, you can see you're saving $61.55, which is brilliant. Club members, platinum members can get these for £80 or $112, which is really, really great value. Just to recap as well, the stamps and dies that Debbie was just using, 4 in there for you. You can see here what those 4 are. So the 4 you're going to receive are the Marvellous Macaroons. Now these are brilliant. You can see here you've got the focal point. You're also getting all of the stamps that you need as well. Oh no, sorry, beg my pardon. They are the wrong ones. These are the ones that our Debbie was using. Excuse me. So these are your 2 photopolymer ones, as you can see here. So this is them. So you've got your stamps and dies there. This one is your floral teacups that you've got there. And that one is your spring wreath. $9.99 to get both of those, or $7.95. Hang on a minute. Shut the front door, shut the back door, and get yourself down the Bureau de Change. These are cheaper in the US than they are in the UK. I think maybe that's a mistake. Well, if we've done it, if we've said it now, we're going to have to honour it, aren't we? US viewers. Because normally I'd expect them to be about $12.95 in the US. $7.95. There you are. Treat yourself if you're in the US. Get both of them for that great price, which is amazing. They're on a fabulous deal there. Right, let's recap some of the other stuff that's been really busy in this show for you as well. These are what I see. I obviously like these ones. I was trying to show you these ones first. These are our layering stamp and die 4-piece collections. In here you've got Fruit of the Vine. You've also got in here, In Bloom, Vase Bouquet, Sweet Treats, and Marvellous Macaroons in there. I do love a macaroon. Delicious. $29.98. It's a half price deal, or $39.90 if you're in the US. We've also got those rotation stamps, which we started the show with. Again, these are a brilliant price. $11.50 or $14.50 if you want to get your hands on those ones. The ink pad storage trays are very busy because a lot of you've gone through a lot of our gorgeous ink pads recently. This is the best way to store them as well, because it means that you're going to keep them nice and flat. You're able to organise them all in their colour families as well, which is fantastic. Right, I want to come back and share a couple of extra bits with you. The storage panels, very, very busy for these on the show. And these are your easy mount tab storage panels. These are going to go in our large A4 binder, which is fantastic. And it's great if you want to pop your stamps on here. Will these work, Debbie, for all of your different stamps? These
they'll work with everything. They'll work from acrylics, they'll work with photopolymer. All you do is you pop them onto the tab. Keep your sheets, especially if you've got the layering sheets. By that I mean, just for a second, by that pop those over the top so you've got them, so you know that that's if you're using layering ones. But they also go with the grey rubber unmounted ones. So the ones that haven't got the coating, you just put a bit of stick and spray, the repositional spray, onto the back of the grey stamp, let it go tacky for about 30 seconds, stick that on, and it's got that instant tack, holds on to it as well. So it's perfect for absolutely every single stamp across the board, from grey unmounted, acrylic, photopolymer. Absolutely perfect, Joe. So yes, definitely.
So you get them all in there, which is brilliant. Right, I'm just having a little reorganise of
I can hear you. I can see you rummaging around in that bag. That bag's amazing, isn't it?
Isn't it brilliant? Do you know what I love about it? How often are you digging around in a bag, Debbie, trying to find, what you need in there? This one's great because you can see what's in it and you can pull everything out. I've just rearranged it, right, so that this is how Tiffany has it, so that all of the handles are facing up. And what that means is now, so say I've got this, say my spools and my reels are in this one just here, I don't need to take all the stuff out on the bottom, dig myself all the way down the bottom to get them out. I actually can just lift that and out they slide. Perfect. Which is fantastic. So you can see everything that's in here, all with the handles facing up. And these are all of your buddy bags, so you can see, and also because they're clear in the top, Debbie, you can also have the clear opening facing the outside, so you see what's in there at all times, which is brilliant. It's a really ingenious way of design that you've got here, and then you can just pop that away and store that away. You've got the fabric base on there. It's got lovely piping everywhere, beautiful stitching as well, and it's made from a really really good quality.
It's super strong, Joe.
Like
it
a
is
clear
super
vinyl,
strong.
isn't it? It's really, really strong. So you could get a lot of weight in there, which is fantastic. So if you want to go for this, and it fits all of those buddy bags, of course, $13.50 or $17.50 if you want to get that one. I think you could just about get away with popping it under your... They always joke in the office, I bring my salad to work in the biggest box. Debbie, it's like a huge, massive... It takes up the whole fridge, basically. I could get my salad box in there, absolutely.
Do you know what else it carries as well? It carries the Gemini in there.
Does it?
It does, because I use my pink one for the studio when I go down to Peterborough. It carries that as well, yeah. It's amazing, though. But that's what Tiffany does. She literally does specialise in storage perfectly. So you can be sure that guaranteed lovely, good quality storage. Easy to see as well, especially that what you've got, Joe. I can see it from here, what you're storing in that one.
My mum's called Karen, you know.
Is she? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Maybe she'd like this bag, because it's the Karen bag that you're getting in here. Now, the Karen bag, a lot of you have been waiting for this to come back in stock on its own, because it was available as part of the Crazy for card making kit. The great thing is about it's got that lovely hard shell in there. It's the perfect size and shape to do your... If you like to make a lot of A5 cards and you want to store your finished makes somewhere, this is a great place that you can pop those into, which is wonderful. Or you can just use this for storing all of your different stamps and dies, which is wonderful. So they all go in there, which is fantastic. So if you want to get this, you're also not only getting Karen, which is this one just here, you're also getting Gale, which is this one. And as I said earlier, you can put things like your glossy accents in here, your stone drops, your pearl drops will all fit in here. We've got some of those... You seen those chunky glitters that we got there, Debbie? Oh, the Chloe ones, nice. They are gorgeous. We've got some sparkle inks in there. We've got some metallic inks all stored in there. Really good, versatile size, that one. And then also you're going to get this one here, and this is Sue. And Sue's fantastic for storing your markers. Sue can also fit your tri-blends in there as well if you want, which is brilliant. Your aqua pens, all of those different things. I did talk about as well putting your ink pads in there. Someone said you shouldn't store your ink pads on their side. You shouldn't, but the thing is, if you're storing that in Lois, you're going to pop that in that way up. So it means that you'll be able to just pop them in and out, which is fantastic. And you don't have to store them all, of course, up ways in that Lois tote. If you want to store them down flat, you can also do that as well. But if you want to go for this, you're going to get Sue, you're going to get Gail, and you're going to get Karen. Sounds like a fun night out to me. £16.50 or $21 if you want to grab hold of those on saving 15% there. Right, let's see what you're all up to over on social medias. Loads of you chatting away. Sue says, a little tip on the magnets. She says, when you get, this is the magnetic stamping platform she's talking about. When you get them, wrap them with a layer of washi tape, leave a little tab. That way you can just pick them up and pop them back down easily, which is amazing. It's an amazing tip. Sue King says, Debbie, does the stamping platform work as good with rubber stamps?
Absolutely it does. It truly does. The only thing you'll need, Joe, again with the rubber stamps, stick and spray. This is the old-fashioned tub. Can I tell you this? This has been here a while, I can see this. But it's a stick and spray. It's the repositional spray that you would pop on to your unmounted stamp. Let me just pop that back there for a second. I'm messing the sides up. Pop it on, let it go tacky for about 30 seconds again. Apply it to your stamping platform and you're good to go. And again, you can use that. So yes, absolutely. This stamping platform will take any of your stamps, acrylic, unmounted and photopolymer as well.
Michelle is saying then, so... In theory, could you spritz your quick dry and would it work? I'm guessing if it was on your mat, if it was on your glass cutting mat, could you spritz it there and then pick it up?
Right, so we'll just show you.
I feel like we're going to get an experiment here, a live Crafters TV experiment, which I love.
Right, just got a bit of water. Right, let me just, in fact, I'll use the one that we're going to use next. So, when you keep it onto a non-porous surface, pop that on. Look, got a little bit of ink. Just show you for a second. Look how gorgeous that ink is.
Beautiful.
It's still wet. You can see it's still wet. It's not going to dry because that's not a non-porous. Porous is like your cardstock. Is that the right way around? I'm getting this. I don't know.
Like
I always get the words mixed up sometimes.
Like pottery, porcelain, it's all porous, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you just do, and it's the same whether you take one of our water brushes or you pop a bit of water. Is this a brush that's working? Yes, this is a brush that's working, not a nice stiff one that's had glue in it. But you just pop that on. Pop your water, brush in, and then you can pick it on and paint it. And it's exactly the same way. So do you know how I do this a lot with my, I do this with water reactive. This is water soluble. It's still water soluble, so yes, you can. But It literally, I mean, it's dried like super dry.
Is that dry already?
It moving.
Even when it's got
and it's had water. It's not moving anywhere. So yeah, it's an instant dry. It's that chemistry. Let's go back to that chemist again. I don't know what it is. You might have to ask Leanne next time.
I feel like you might have been telling people you are a chemist. If you keep, who have you been telling that you are a chemist and now want to keep telling us that you're not a chemist? Do you want the lab coat? I think you need to put a lab coat on.
I could do a lab coat.
I've got one over there for you.
But literally, can you see? I've just wet that on, but look, it's not going anywhere. It's not moving anywhere. It's not smudging because it's instantly dry. So yes, if you don't, you know, I understand budgets and I understand purse strings because I've been to places where I haven't had enough money to be able to get everything I want straight away. So I always look at something, how it can work for me. So if the water reactive is something that you want and works for you perfectly, absolutely fine. But the quick dry, for me, does a lot of things. So you've got that instant dry, you've got that layers where you can build up with layering stamps, and then you've got the fact that it is water soluble, so yes, you can do that with it as well. And you can still do things like your, you know, like your lift, when it lifts off. Again, if you just leave that down for a second, I've just splattered a bit of water on there. But look, you can see, because it is water soluble, so straight away, you've got that lovely faux bleaching effect as well. And that is with your quick dry ink, so it just shows you, it's just that it does more than one thing. It's like with most of our inks, they all do more than one thing. So I hope that answered your question, and I hope that covered that little bit, just to show you what it can do. But like I said, you can even get all your techniques that you could do there. Look, can you see that water where it's lifted with the water?
Oh, and
the
then
difference,
you can lift it back off?
Yeah, because it's water soluble. Still water soluble. So yes,
that's amazing.
Absolutely. But it's good to know these things, and that's why we do these classes. And we've got lots more planned.
Could you, Debbie? You know how I think it's always the way, isn't it, with things like this? The more ideas you think about using it, could you do what I've seen our Fiona do sometimes with some of our stuff? Could you add the, what's it called, that thick liquid to it, the clear one? Glycerin.
Glycerin?
Could you put glycerin in with it?
Do you know, I've never tried it with glycerin, Joe. I'll be really honest, I've never tried it with that. So I can't say to you, yes, it will work with the glycerin.
What, okie doke.
All I would say is give it a try. In fact, have we got any glycerin?
I think
we might have a look for some. We might have a look for some.
We'll have a little look.
We'll do it live, Joe. We'll do it live.
A lot of people saying, so does the stamping platform work? Yes, that's great. Jean is also saying, Debbie, if I stamp my image with quick dry inks, what is the best way to colour it in? She's got tri-blends. Are they going to be all right?
So if you mean if you're just stamping with the quick dry, what you can colour in afterwards?
Yeah.
I would probably use, well, I suppose you could try anything, to be fair. You could use your water reactive, not water reactive, your water-based products like your aqua pens, your sparkle pens. You could really colour it with anything, to be fair. You're going to get that crisp, defined look. So I'm going to be using it. I've got one of the blacks. So I'm going to be using one of the blacks. So if you were stamping your image out into black, try it with anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, try it with anything. Yeah.
Best to, as I always say, give it a go. These ink pads are the best. Got all of them waterproof, alcohol-proof, water-reactive, quick-dry pigments, and some metallics. Carleen is, she's got the whole... It's like, I think we should play ink pad bingo. It could be a new game that we play here, couldn't it? We could do it for all of the different sets and see who's going to get a full house. I think lots of you would be getting a full house, judging by the comments that I'm getting over on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. Right, what we've got here is the magnetic base. I'm going to get it out for you because, as Megan Trainor said, Debbie, it's all about the base. It really is. And this show is the truth because it is so incredibly busy. So it comes beautifully packaged to you. So let me just get this out of here. And then what you've got is your base here. I'll just take the sticky tape off there. There we are. And then you've got your base here as well, which is brilliant. So this basically slots beautifully into there. You've got all of your grid on there so you can line things up. That goes into there and then you can push down. You've also got the 4 magnets which come on the top of there as well. If you really maybe struggle stamping the first time, maybe you haven't got the best dexterity, and a lot of time, even with a rocker block or maybe a regular block, you miss bits, this would be the perfect one for you because you can go in time and time again, reposition it into exactly the same place. Also an absolute essential when it comes to things like our rotating stamps, works beautifully with that. It's been out of stock for such an incredibly long period of time. It's back in stock right now, good to go for immediate dispatch. £22 or £26.50 is your price there, and you're saving 10%, which is amazing. I'll pop that down there. I'm making a bit of a mess today, Debbie, you know. I'm a bit messy. Right, let's go back to our background layering stamps, which I want to share with you. This is a concept. I'll take you through the options in just a second. But what you've got here are 3 different stamps in the collection. So you can see, you stamp stamp number 1, you get this. Stamp 2, you get this. 3 gives you that. So there are 3 different ways of using them. But when you stamp them all together, that is when you get that lovely, full, lush effect, as you can see there. I know I say this all the time. These are great for a tag. They really are great for a tag, these ones. You've got 4 different options in here. So let me take you through the ones that you've got. First up, you've got this one, which is Fruit of the Vine. Which is beautiful, really, really lovely. This could be vines. It also would work maybe well as hops if you wanted to do it in a different colour. Could be another way of using it. This is the kind of thing that you're going to be able to create when you turn that into your projects. You've got the Floral Cascade as well, which is this one here. Think about doing this one. Could be done in a whole host of different colours, as it's been done here as well. So you can see you've also got it in that lovely purple there as well. The next one for you is Spring Display, which is beautiful. Another one of those really lovely floral themes. And again, done in the purple, it's gorgeous. But in the yellow, totally different look and feel, which is amazing. And then finally, the Holly. Now, are you ready for this, Debbie?
Yes.
Someone has done sort of, I think it is, yeah. Someone's done the stamp 1 and then heat enamelled it, heat embossed it. And then what they've done is they've done the rest of them, but they must have done under like a tacky ink and then come in and put glitter. They've got glittery berries, Debbie.
Oh,
can you see that there?
That.
Really, really beautiful. Loads of different ways that you can use these. They're a half price deal, so they should be $25.98 would normally get you 2. Today it gets you 4, which is fantastic value for money. $39.90 if you're going for these in the USA. There's still a good while, almost an hour left on this masterclass, so a great opportunity. Any questions that you've got about the inks or any of the stamps, then definitely get them into us. You can email us. I'd love to see pictures. Anything that you've made with some of the stuff on the show today, email us a picture. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send in any pictures and any questions. You've also got as well the ability to message us on social media, whether you're watching us on YouTube, drop something into the comments there, or join us over on Facebook, and we can I'll monitor the conversations in the Facebook Live over there. Right, Debbie, what do you fancy showing us next?
Oh, I'm going to go with the lovely layering stamps. I love these. I think they're absolutely fabulous. So these are where you get 3 stamps in one. Again, fabulous price for... I mean, how many do you get in that? Is it 4? 4 lots.
And you've got 3 stamps in... Is it 3 stamps or... Yeah, 3 stamps in each one as well.
3 stamps in
so you're
each
getting
one.
12 stamps for that price.
Absolutely. So these are fabulous. So you get 3 in one, because these can be used in so many ways. I adore these, and I'm just going to show you, if I just take you onto the back, the different ways that you can use them. So if you choose colours and you just want to use set number 1 with set number 2, that's the gorgeous background you're going to get. Using 2 and 3, you get a different look. Using 1 and 3, you get a different look. Using all 3 together, you're going to get a sensational look. I'll show you some finished samples in a moment. What I want to show you is how simple and easy these are to work. Now, we were talking about carrier sheets, Joe, weren't we? And do you know when I said about putting them on those tabs? If you were using your tabs, your easy mount tabs that you put them onto to store them, make sure you keep your sheet, because that's where it's got your number 1 on. Each one is labelled 1, 2 and 3, so you know exactly which one. But don't be throwing them away unless you pop on in a permanent marker just on the back which number 1 is, if you don't want to keep them. But I like this protective sheet, and it's also an help. It helps you work out what is your number 1 layer as well. So with that said, I'm going to pop it onto my, I'm going to use my stamping platform again. This is a question of how do you use them, how do you get them lined up, how do you put them into place. It's a personal preference. I know all the demonstrators do it a different way. I know Fiona sometimes uses a pencil mark. I've seen Sarah, she lines it up using that, what do they call it again?
Crosshair.
Thank you. I know you'd help me out on that one. I like to see something visual. So for me, it's a visual. So I'm going to look at my stamping base. I've turned it the other way around, so you know where the legs are stuck up, that you need to get that. That's exactly where you put your stamp. But I just need to pop it on. So I'm going to use my numbers as a little base. So I'm going to use number 2, and I'm going to come down on the 3rd line. I'm just going to lift it up for a second because I've realised I'm not on me step. So I'm going to pop that onto there, I'm going to bring my box back in. I've got my colours all ready, Joe, so I've gone up a little light again. But I'm going to use pale fig first. So again, it's just a question of popping down your colour, light taps, covering that all over. Oh, I perhaps shouldn't have used pale fig. I've just realised this is the one that we think we might need to get a replacement for. Because I know I use it a lot.
Should we swap?
I could do with a new one.
Let's
Is
swap.
that okay?
Tell you what, I'll give you my new pale fig.
Thank you.
I'll open it up for you and
Thank
pop it
you.
over, and you can give me your old one.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. I'll give you that. So we'll give it a little swap. I've got my little wipe already. Thank you very much. So we'll give it a little wipe down. There we go. There we are. So,
you can feel that the full one's heavier.
Yes.
It's really weird.
And I can see as well now, you can see the difference straight away with the pale fig. So again, let's put, oh, that's better, Joe. That's better. Yeah, so eventually, they are a consumable and eventually you will have to replace it.
How long have you had yours for, Debbie?
Since we launched them. And that it's going back a little bit now in fact, I can't even remember when we launched them. It's that long ago. It's sometime, were it beginning of last year? And I use it a lot.
Right.
When I say I use it a lot, Joe, I use it a lot. So again, I've popped on now. I've got my magnets holding my cardstock down. I just want to make sure I've got my paper in the right area. There we go. So again, just press that down. And then you literally just give it a nice firm press. Now, somebody said, is there any cushion for the pushing?
Right.
I saw a comment on Facebook.
It
made me chuckle when I saw it. And I'm believing, does she mean there's like
stamping mat, I think is what she's referring to.
You don't need it.
Right.
You don't need that with this. You get all the spring from your spring leg loaded legs, and you don't need that. And also, like I said, if you miss an area, the wonderful thing about this is you just go back on and push back down again. So there's no having to work it out, how to fathom it out or anything like that. So that's number one. I'm quite happy with that one. And again, just clean your stamp down. I always get asked this question quite a lot. What do you clean it with? Warm soapy water is what I usually clean my stamps with. Stamps.
You can buy stamp cleaner.
You can buy stamp cleaner. You can, or you can just use wipes or a bit of tissue. Or 9 times out of 10, what Naughty Debbie does is she don't clean them at all.
You don't clean them at all?
Should I admit that live? Should I admit that sometimes I don't clean them?
Don't clean them. No wonder they're all different colours.
Because I don't clean them. So, right, number 2. Now then,
My brother always says, well, what's the point of cleaning it? It's only going to get dirty again.
So again, I'm going back to my number 2 and I'm going 3 lines down and I'm going to line that up again so I know that I've got my stamp in the right place. Just going to make sure it's in the right area. And this time I choose your next colour. So again, it's entirely up to you which colours you use. Must remember that's the new one. There we go. So I'll go in with me crushed velvet this time. So again, going in with the dark purple, popping that across. Nice light taps across. You don't have to go whack, splodge straight down into it. You can take it nice light little taps. And then if we take that across again, pop it into its little legs and press down all the way across.
Beautiful.
Just lift that. There we go. All the way across. Lift it off. And if you're not happy with it, you just go back down over the top until you've got all the areas covered. That's what I love about this, because I am a bit of a stamper that can sometimes be a bit hit and miss. But since I've used these, no such thing. Absolutely no such thing.
Loads of people chatting away and letting us know that they didn't realise how many different ways there were to use these quick dries. Stephen says, I just thought they were simply for stamping like you're showing us here, Debbie. Love to Cruise says, aloha from Hawaii. I have all 36 of the quick dry ink pads. I love using them with the rotating background stamps. Darlene says, good morning. What is the best way to clean the stamps when using the quick dry inks? Well, I think we just covered that one beautifully, didn't we? Don't, if you're Debbie, is the advice there. Sonia, Snooze Lose Your Sonia says that is exactly what I do, Debbie. Always just put the number on with my Sharpie. Better safe than sorry as far as I'm concerned for my bad eyes. It helps me. Great idea. Of course, loads of you sharing different ideas in the comments. Lynn Harvey is watching us on the phone in her car going over the Dartford Bridge. She's on her way to... I just wanted to check that you weren't driving, Lynn. She's on the way to Portsmouth in the Isle of Wight for a few days. Well, you're going to have the most stunning weather if you're going off there, because the weather is going to be beautiful again over the next few days. Not so much Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It is going to be El Scorchio, Debbie.
Oh, fantastic.
And you've got a few days off as well, haven't you?
I have. I've got Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday off, yes.
You'll be a bronze goddess when we see you back in here next week.
I can't wait. Thing is, I'm a bit allergic to the sun.
Allergic?
Little fact, yes, a little fact about Debbie that she'll share with you right now while I'm inking up this. And I know that this is not going to dry while it's on here because this is the non-porous surface, so I know it's going to stay nice and wet. But yes, I'm allergic to sun, Joe. So I've got to be very careful. I have to take some things and some creams and stuff to stop myself from swelling up because I look like a Klingon from Star Trek if I stay in the sun too long.
What? From where now?
Well, if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll know what I mean. But my head comes right out and it goes down into my eyes and down into my nose and down into my face. And you don't want to see pictures. Jan has seen a picture of what it looked like because I had my last bout was when I was in Bristol a couple of years ago, and I had to tell them I couldn't come to work because I did look unrecognisable.
So is it just too much sun causes it then,
Yes,
Debbie?
it is. Yes, I have to be a little bit careful. Right, so I've inked up my last layer. Now this is a beautiful defined one as well, which could be used on its own. And then you could colour it in with any of your alcohol markers or anything like that if you want to do so. But when you get this lovely layering effect, Joe, and if we just pop that on so you'll see, and I'm just going to line that up over the top, you don't have to do any colouring in. That's the best thing about these. These layering stamps with the quick dry inks can be just an instant. I mean, look how gorgeous that looks. Absolutely beautiful. And it's all ready now for me to trim that down to size. And again, I could do a bit of colour matching round the back. Do you know, like where I just showed it? In fact, let me bring that off again. Let me just let's move that out of the way. Let's bring guillotine in. Is the guillotine on the show, Joe?
It is on the show, I believe. Let me just check how much that is. So it is a small one, Debbie. It's $19.99 or $27.96 if you want to grab it today. Again, another essential. We've got you covered with all the essentials, haven't we, in this show?
Absolutely, we've got you covered with the essentials. So I'm just going to make a measurement. So I've got a 3.5 going across, and I go across 5. So 3.5, 5. Let me bring in another piece here for a second. So what did I say? 3.5. Right, so if I go 3.5, I'll go up to 4, and then we'll go up that way. Oh no, that was, Debbie, wrong piece of paper, wrong side. Just for a second. 5. We'll go 5.25 and we'll go 3 3/4. And that's going to give me my perfect little base that fits round the edge. Well, yes, just. Perhaps a little bit too tight. Can I just tell you about this fabulous piece of equipment though? When we're talking about covering you with the right equipment, it's not only a guillotine, super sharp guillotine that self-sharpens on itself as well. There is a tool normally at the top because it's a scoreboard, Joe. It means you can do all your scoring on it as well. It's an absolute piece of essential craft goodie that you should have because you get crisp, clean. You'll see me, Craig, Sarah, Leanne, you'll see everybody use this the whole time. I don't use any other apart from my larger one because there is a larger one, but the small one is what I have on my desk and it's really light, really handy and really portable to have. Now, I'm just going to take, what colour shall we? Shall we go with that pale fig now? It's nice and loaded up, new. Let's go over the back again. So all I'm doing is just taking it across the edges, just round the edges, and you can colour match now perfectly.
I didn't realise you could go like pad to paper.
I
didn't know that was doable.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't have thought that, but you can take your applicators. The problem there is that it does dry quite quickly. So if I just do that for a moment, if I just pop in one of the applicators, what I mean is that you can still get that little bit of a... Do you know what I mean, Joe? You can still move it a little bit before it does dry. However, you can take this straight directly to your cardstock, build it up as well, so you can layer it up with a couple of layers and let it dry. Well, say let it dry. Oh, am I kidding? Let it dry. It dries straight away. It's instant. It's an instant dry.
Pam's got a great story. She says, talking about Star Trek, what character was it you said you look like?
A Klingon.
Oh, a Klingon. She says, my hubby worked on Star Trek, the motion picture. He was a studio electrician on that film. He was a best boy on films and TV shows. How amazing is that?
Oh my goodness, that is super cool. I can't get over that. That's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? My brother actually does security for motion picture films at the moment. He did a Eurovision film, which
your
pleased
brother?
me a lot. My brother, yeah.
I didn't know you had a brother, Joe.
Yeah, I've got a younger brother. And he also did the new Kingsman film as well. He was on security for that. And he goes off to all different places, making sure like all of the locations and everything.
You mean your brother's met Colin Firth?
He has not met Colin Firth. He did meet someone the other week, though. He told me about, I can't remember who that was. He actually says all the movie stars generally are really, really lovely, you know. Have you got a claim to fame, Debbie?
Well, I've got a few.
Are you insinuating, Laura, that my brother working in films is my claim to fame? I thought we were famous as he was working here on Crafters TV. This is fame for me, Laura.
Right, let me just show you now. I've just mounted it on there so you can see I've got my perfect matte and my perfect colour, because that's what you can do with these. You can colour match them perfectly, and then you can take it into your card making. So I'll just bring you the one in and I'll show you. That's what you could do, and just add a nice lovely little sentiment on there. I can't get over your brother working there. I can't get over that, Joe. I didn't even know you had a brother. You kept that quiet. But then you can do things like heat embossing. You showed a gorgeous technique earlier. You can heat emboss with these stamps. You can do everything you need. You can cut them down into size that's been split into 2. You can do your triptych where you split it into 3. You can even do them over coloured cardstock. So if I just lift that up a moment, you'll be able to see there. It's been stamped onto some patterned cardstock. Stamped directly over, and you get a completely different feel. You can take it onto acetate as well. So you can pop that onto acetate. You can pop it onto vellum and things like this. And then you can just make these panels up and talk about creating your different backgrounds. You could use your, you can use embossing folders, anything you want to do to create something. I love this one. I love. Can I just go back to this one for a second? Because I adore this one, what our Bianca's done. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. You can see she's just used one of the stamps for a background and then used all 3 with 3 different colours and created a smaller panel and popped that on. And I just think that looks absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
Really gorgeous.
Really, really lovely. Let me just recap which ones you're getting in there then. So you're getting Fruit of the Vine, which is this one just here, as you can see. Makes this, which is I think is gorgeous. Floral Cascade is coming in there. And again, play around with the different colourways. You get very different looks and feels. That is actually the same stamp there that you've got. This one here is the spring display, and again go from the purples to the yellows, and then I love this festive one here with the holly, as you can see there as well. Do you know my actual real claim to fame, Debbie, is do you ever remember the Derren Brown show called Controlling the Nation? Do you ever remember it? It was on TV like years ago.
I do,
and I went to see it filmed with a friend, and I got dragged up, and I was actually on that show. Yeah, Derren Brown, Controlling the Nation. You wouldn't recognise me. It was so long ago. I looked completely different. I was wearing awful, hideous clothes as well. So I didn't realise I was going to be on the telly. But he was very good. Yeah, he basically guessed my passport number when it was in my back pocket. He didn't even know like what it was.
You're kidding me.
I'll have to find the clip somewhere and put it on. It's on YouTube somewhere, I believe.
That's amazing. I'm going to search that tonight when I get back home. I've been on Kilroy.
Have you?
Yeah, that's my bit of claim to fame. Been on, do you know Kilroy Silk?
Yeah, I know
I were on Kilroy many moons ago.
As in the audience or like on the show?
I was on the show.
Were you?
Yeah, I'm a phone.
Wow. Are we allowed to talk about the subject, or is it, you know?
Do you know, funnily enough, Joe, it was about weight loss.
Was it?
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and how weight loss affected my relationship.
Oh.
I was married at the time. I wasn't.
What year was I think we know the issue there, don't we? What year was this, Debbie?
I think it was 1999 or 2000.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't
area.
know, Kilroy is kind of like a less spicy version of the Jerry Springer show.
Yes.
Imagine the same sort of style panel show with less punch-ups. Having said that, I definitely wouldn't want to take on Debbie. So, right, what am I meant to be doing now? The ink pads, we've really gone off piece today. We're going to get told off, you know. The ink pads, the quick dry ink pads are available on the show right now. 29 piece collection there for you. £100 or $140 if you want to get your hands on these. Everyone gets a great saving on these because the saving is $44.71 if you're in the UK, $61.55 if you're in the US. Club Inspire Platinum members would get an extra £20 off of that, or an extra $28, which is brilliant, making it £80 or $112. Everyone would get free shipping and handling and free postage and packaging on there as well, and a great chance to get a really wide selection of our ink pads. Now, talking about Club Inspire and club discounts and platinum members and all of that, it may sound a bit bamboozling if you're new to us here at Crafters TV. So if you are new, here's Sarah to take you through all the wonderful things of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. We'll send you a completely free quarterly Digimag direct into your inbox, giving you lots of hints, tips, inspiration, additional offers and some sneaky behind the scenes gossip from the team. So what are you waiting for? Become a member of our club today.
Right, we're coming back with loads, all the details there of the club. Great thing is, of course, with the club, you can use it across absolutely everything that we bring to you here on Crafters TV. Now, the great thing about the lowest toe is that you're going to be able to get everything in here. You guys are absolutely loving that. I think the thing is, a lot of you have already bought the buddy bags. We've got some of the buddy bags on the show for you today as well. I'll get to those in a second. You're going to get the pink one in here. There's those ink pads stored in that one, as I said. Can you see there, which is brilliant. You're going to get the pink one. This is the purple one, obviously. But they are fantastic because it's really great about organisation. And do you know what? Yes, there are bags that are out there like this on the market. But this one's clear. And that's the great thing about it. So you can see immediately, if you've got a few of these sat in a row, you're not having to come back in like a sort of a laundry style bag where you're having then to get everything out to see what's in the bottom of there. With this, you can see exactly what's in there. Laura's saying I need one of these for the washing. I don't think anyone needs to see my dirty underwear when I'm taking my washing to and fro. I think I'll be better off with a sealed one. Do you know, actually, director Daniel, has bought me a laundry bag. It's in the studio. I'll have to show Craig it later. I was meant to show him over the weekend. But if you want to get the lowest toe, it's back in stock now. It's been out of stock for a long time. $13.50 or $17.50 if you want to get that. We've also got Karen. She is in stock. Karen is coming along with two of her friends. You're also going to be able to get Sue and you're going to get Gail. Let me pop Sue and Gail over there for a minute and let me show you Karen. So the great thing is about Karen, you've got this really lovely hard shell in here, which is fantastic. So I know a lot of bags like this don't come with that hard shell. The problem is then everything sort of ends up getting a bit squished. This is going to help you protect what's in there. And it's really fantastic for storing all of your different stamps and dies if you want to do that. It's also great for storing all of your A5 card projects as well. If you've got things that are a little bit taller, you've still got a nice bit of room also in the top there. The other thing as well is that it does pop into your lowest bag with the handle so you can store it on its side in there if you wish. The next one, this is Sue, isn't it? Sue is brilliant because Sue can store all of your pens. So whether you're putting the aqua markers in here, in their packaging, you can pop tri-blends in here as well. I know a lot of storage containers, maybe the tri-blends can be a little too long. With Sue, they will go in there no problem whatsoever. And you can either store it on its side or you can pop it into your lowest toe and have that handle facing upwards. This one here, this is Gale, which is brilliant. And Gale, at the minute we've got ink pads and glitters in Gale, but let me just show you. You could if you wanted to. I know there's another one you can do this with as well, but you could put things like your Nouveau drops, your explosion powders, your glossy accents, they would all fit beautifully into Gale as well. So if you wanted to store those kind of things in there, absolutely you could do that as well. We've got our glitters in there and our ink pots. There's loads of different things that you can use these for. Do you know what you could have in there as well? If you were like organising your kitchen, you could have all of your different spice jars in there if you wanted to as well. So there's loads of different applications for all of these bags, not just in the kitchen, but not just in the craft room, but all the way around the house as well. Really great for makeup, wonderful for toiletries. Yeah, if you were a makeup artist, these would be brilliant, wouldn't they, for all your brushes, all of your different blushes. Oh, Debbie, do I tell you what, can I give you the Debbie's going?
I'm going. I've got my makeup.
Debbie's got one for her makeup. You put your makeup in one of these. Do you know which one you've got?
It's do you know the one in front of you?
This one?
There, that one.
That one.
I've got all my, is it not Karen, the other one. Is it Gail? Thank you, she's shouting Gail at me.
That one?
The one in the front, that's the one, yes. I put all my
Gail.
makeup in there.
Wonderful.
And it fits beautifully. It's on me and I can see everything as well, so I know it's all there.
Absolutely, because the amount of times you have to rummage with them all being see-through means you can see exactly what's going on. £16.50 or $21 if you want to go hold of the buddy bags. Karen, on her own, we normally have Karen, of course, as part of our Crazy for Card Making set. It's very rare that you see it on its own because it sells out all the time. It's the only way to get Karen is in that bundle, which is amazing. Right, next we are off to, I need to recap the ink pad storage trays for you. Lots of you going for the ink pads in this show. Very, very busy there. A lot of you getting the 29p set. Now, if you're getting the 29p set, you get 6, 12, 18. You have enough in here to store all of your ink pads. So you're getting 6 trays in total in this one here. So they all slot together either vertically, as you can see there, or you can just have them so they cascade backwards a little bit as well. So you can see there how they fit together that way as well. 6 trays in this one. You normally would pay for 6 trays the price you can see there on your screen. However, today you buy one, you get one free, which is amazing. So you could normally 12, 18. Today you'll be able to get 36 trays into there, which is wonderful. So make sure you grab those while they're on that great deal. Let me just pop those over there because I need to also share with you the details of the stamps and dies. Now, the stamps and dies, I love these. Macaroons, Christine said in the comments earlier, talking to macaroons, how's the diet going, Joe? Do you know what? It's actually going all right. It's day 7 today and I haven't cheated yet. I haven't cheated. I have weighed myself, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you how much I've lost. I'm just going to, I'm just going to leave about it. There is not a 16-inch pizza box outside, Director Matt. That is not the case. How dare ye of little faith. No, I haven't cheated once. I've actually surprised myself, Christine, so thank you for asking. We've got the marvellous macaroons, which is this one here. So this is how they come for you. This is what they end up cutting there as well. So this is what you're working towards. And you can use them individually. You could use the cake stand for something else if you want. You've got the sweet treats in there. So you could actually arrange your cupcakes on the stand if you wanted to. And then you're also getting these two as well. And these give you a better idea of all of the other embellishing stamps that you get included. You've got the In Bloom here. And you've also got the vase bouquet. Bouquet or bouquet?
Bouquet.
A bouquet of the house, not Mrs. Bucket. $29.98 or $39.90 gets you 2. No, it normally gets you 2. Today, it gets you absolutely. It gets you 4, which is great. $29.98, $39.90 is a half price deal. Some people say that we talk a load of old rubbish, Debbie, which I don't think we do. But if you've got a load of old rubbish, we've got something for you to stick it today, haven't we?
Oh, have we just? And I absolutely love this. This for me. And I'll tell you something else. I use it in a different way too. But can I just tell you, do you know when you go to your craft fairs and things like that? And obviously this current situation that we're in, it's a little bit different. But I've seen groups starting to go back, all socially distanced and things like that. But taking your own little trash cans so you can take this around with you. It's a little pop-up one, Joe. Wing! Look at that. I absolutely love this. Can I tell you what I use one of mine for? Because I've got more than one. I actually bought another one because it makes a lovely little bin for toys in the room. And I just thought, do you know what? And it's pink as well. This one's a nice blue one. There's lots of different colours, but I adore this. And the fact that it's a lovely trash can that you could take on with you, because I'm always saying, where's bin gone? Where is it? You can have your little bin. It's got little handles on there, but it folds up so that when you're finished with your craft session, if you use it for your craft bin, you just fold it back up and slip it in your bag. And talking of bags, it'd slip in that big bag too.
It would be great for in the car. If you've got a family and you're on journeys and stuff, how often do you get to your destination? Everyone gets out of the car. Say if you're giving people a lift, you get back in and it's like a travelling skip in there, isn't it? This would be great because you can just have it. Do you know where you could put it? You know, in the pocket on the back of the passenger seat. You could actually just pop it in there and there are loads of people in there eating a KFC or something. You'd be like, no, not again. I'm not having it. Get the bin out. I only drive a Mini, so I haven't had a passenger in my car this year, I don't think. But I think as well, if you commute and you drive long distances like you do, Debbie, you always end up, don't you, with loads of rubbish in your car. It's that little side pocket for me. You know that one there? Yeah, usually full of Greggs wrappers and chocolate bar wrappers. Not at the moment, obviously.
Apple cores and cherry pips is in mine at minute. In a bag. In a bag. An orange peel normally when I've peeled it all off. before I start the journey. Peel it off before sticking that little pad. But yeah, that's what's in mine at the minute. Wonderful. Right, shall we crack on, Joe?
Let's indeed.
Right, so I'm going to move on to our gorgeous, I love this. And talking of being healthy eating, guess what Debbie decides to use? Sweet treats. I just love this one, but I think for absolutely everything, you're getting, not only are you getting layering stamps that work beautifully with our gorgeous quick dry inks, but you're getting a set of metal dies as well, which means you can then cut them out once you've done all your stamping, cut them out, build them up and make yourself your card, whatever it is project that you're wanting to do. But I love these. So I'm going to start with the sweet treats. Now it's exactly the same that we've had with most of our layering stamps, but on this one, the exception there is that you get a set of dies. Now, can I tell you about this sweet treats that's really clever, and what I really love about it, it does more than one design. So it does your ice cream, but it also does your cupcakes. And I love a good cupcake when I'm not healthy eating. But literally, all you get there is the design that covers everything. So you've got your a set of stamps that are all numbered again, and then a set of dies that work for cupcakes and ice creams to boot. And you even get your lovely little cherry on the top. Right, so it's exactly the same way where they're all laid up. So you can see the numbers on here. We've got number 1 for the cone, number 2 for the cone. And then we've got for either ice cream or whether it's the swirly icing on the top of your cupcake, you've got your number 1, you've got your number 2, and you have your number 3. And we've even given you an addition here for your sprinkles. So that number 4 could be sprinkles on the top of your ice cream or sprinkles on the top of your icing cupcake, swirly, buttery cream, whatever it is that we call it. And then we've also got your cupcake base. So you can see you've got, again, all lined up, all ready and ready to go. We've got number 1, number 2, number 3, and then you've got a set of sentiments. Now that's the same on every single one. And am I right in thinking again, Joe, that it is a 4-piece collection? That is an amazing, amazing price today for all of that. Is that less than half price or around half price?
Well, it should
that's
be 59.
Really,
$59.96 is what it should be in the UK. It should be $79.80 in the US. So
that's
yes, a
amazing.
half price deal, which is brilliant.
Honestly, Joe, that's amazing. Now, another thing that's amazing, and I could sing about this till cows come home, Joe, because I would not be without my stamping platform. But the stamping platform with the base, with the magnets on there, for me is real game changer. So again, I'm just going to bring in some stamping card. I'm going to place my magnets on. I like that top tip with the tape on. However, Debbie being a little bit of a neat freak sometimes, although if you went into the craft room at my house, you wouldn't say that. But being a bit of a neat freak, I don't like any tape on there. But it's a great top tip, and I like these top tips.
You don't
That's
like
what
the
I
tape?
love. I love about all our little community that we have here, Joe, is that we share ideas and we share things. That's what I love about Crafter's Companion. I think it's absolutely fabulous. Right, so I've taken off my layering and I'm going to go in with, I'm going to do ice cream, Joe. I'm going to go in with an ice cream. So number 1 down first. And again, you can see, if I just lift that up, you can see that square corner off there. This is going to be perfect for when you're lining it up. And just remembering when you have got your platform turned the right way around, Debbie, I'm going to use this bottom crosshair for this one, and I'm going to place that just into there. This is when you'll get that perfect stamping and that perfect layering every single time. And then it's a case of choosing colours. So I'm going to go in with Sandstorm for this one. We're going to go cover it up, little light taps again, light as they can be, and then turn it over, pop that down, and hey, presto. And you just give that a nice firm press. There we go. And you can lift that off.
Lynn's saying she cannot believe you refer to yourself as a Klingon, Debbie.
Oh,
she just
bless
can't
her.
get away from it. Anita's also saying, as well, any tips for storing stamps? I know we did cover it earlier, didn't we? You like to go for the carrier sheet, you said.
I do.
But we've also got those, we've also got the storage panels as well.
I put it on the storage panel, but I keep my carrier sheet on the top.
Oh.
So that I know, especially when it comes to layering, Joe, when you've got your numbers on. So I put it onto there, and then I put the carrier sheet on the top so I know.
Wonderful. And again, they'll go into your A4 binder, which is fantastic. So you can store those along with your stamps as well. So you can see you've got them there. 3-piece for you, 12.72 or 17.82 if you want to get for those. Very, very busy on the website for those, Debbie.
Absolutely. Now I've popped on number stamp 2. So I've placed it in the same place. I've gone on that bottom crosshair there, popped it down. Choose your different colour again. So I'm going in with, oh, I can never say this one. Hang on a minute. Freya Brown.
Freya Brown. Do you
Freya
struggle with
Brown.
that?
It's because I want to call it Freya.
Freya.
Don't ask me why. It's
But
just when I look at
surely
it.
you're from where you're from. Freya is pronounced Freya.
I know, but I just
So you
look
should just
at
call
it.
it-
I don't
go
know what
with
it
it,
is.
Debbie.
Me and Craig, we always laugh at each other because we say the same thing. Sometimes we get as little words, little mixed up. And we used to call it both of us Freya Brown. And Leanne went, "Why are you calling it that?" She went, "It's Freya.
Freya, darling,
Think
Freya."
of Robin Hood." And I was like, "Really?" Robin Hood, married.
Freya.
He's one of
Freya.
the men, isn't he? Freya Talk. That's how I remember
Now
it
you've
since.
confused me with it as well. I won't be able to say it now either at this rate. Vicky G says, I wonder if she's related to Honey G. She says, you are famous and hilarious. I laugh out loud all the time. You're both stars in my eyes, says Victoria as well, which I think is lovely, don't you?
Absolutely. Oh, you've been on telly quite recently though, haven't you, Joe, as well? Did you not
I was
go
on
a-
telly in when was it?
It wasn't that long ago.
It
I
was
remember.
repeated recently on Channel 4
Yeah.
in the middle of the night because loads of people were texting me at 1 a.m. saying, "You're on the telly." Yes, I was on also a weight loss show, Debbie. We've got a lot in common,
no.
me and Debbie, called How to Lose Weight Well, yes, which comes on every January here in the UK. I was on, not this year, just gone, the year before with my friend John, which was lovely. It was really nice.
I was there. I need to see that one. Right, moving on to ice cream. I'm going for what I saw this weekend because it blew my mind a little bit. I thought, blue ice cream? What kind of ice cream is blue? But I saw it. When I saw the blue ice cream, I thought, yeah, definitely going to have a little bit of blue ice cream going off. Joe's pulling the face. You don't
Where
know.
did you have blue ice cream?
Well, honestly, it was down at a park where I live, in Elsica Park, and they've got a lovely little kiosk there.
Was
all
it bubblegum
socially
flavour?
distanced. Well, I wanted to ask, and being on my health.
Did you ask for a lick?
No. I'd be all right going up to some randomer asking for a lick, wouldn't I?
Well,
can you imagine? I mean,
lick,
no.
mate.
No, it's not the done thing round in Elsica. Not the done thing. So literally, could you imagine, Joe? Could you just imagine? I really fancied a little ice cream as well, and I should have
I do
had
love
one,
an
to be
ice
fair.
cream.
Now, what I'm doing, and I'm purposely leaving a bit of a gap here, Joe. I've moved it up slightly, so I've gone on to the top crosshair section. I'm going down with the first colour of my blue ice cream, which is the base. Again, you can see I've missed a little bit, but what have I got that's stopping me from missing little bits, Joe? I've got my stamping platform. So I can go back in, I can press in that area, and look, it covers it up. I love this platform.
It's great, isn't
I shouldn't
it?
get so excited about things, but I really do. And I'm more excited it's back in stock.
Vicky G also says about using the background stamps on a darker cardstock. I guess you wouldn't use these quick tries on like a black cardstock, would you, Debbie?
No, you wouldn't use it on black cardstock. No, you'd probably need something like a white pigment ink to lift it a little bit. However, you could use your black cardstock. You could use white embossing powder and heat set it, and you get a lovely different effect. I think that would look really good. So you could try that. By all means, try that. And if you do try it and it looks sensational, please share it on our Facebook pages so we can all have a little nosy
yes,
at it.
please.
Now I'm using the next colour, the next stamp. I've got in the same place again, using that crosshair, taken that top section. Next colour that I've got in this family is parakeet. So I'm going to go in with the parakeet. And again, light little taps just over it. Doesn't need a lot of ink. And because I know that this is not moving, my plate is all in place. It's anchored down with those magnets. I'm just going to place that on the top, go over there, lift that off, and again you can see you've got that lovely second layer of that beautiful ice cream. Let me just give it a little clean with some tissue, just wipe that off, there we go, and then lift it off, pop it back onto the carrier sheet, and then go in with number 3. So number 3, I'm going to go in with the darker colour, same place again, back into that crosshair. I mean, these inks, Joe, if they were ever designed for anything, it would be perfect with the layering stamps. Absolutely perfect with the layering stamps. They scream out for that use. But not only do they do this, it's the fact that once you've popped it down, lift it off, nothing.
Immediately?
No, immediately. When I said dried in nanoseconds, it's immediately.
I
I'm
love
trying to
that
shift that. You can hear me moving my fingers.
Yeah.
It ain't going anywhere.
I love that they dry, even when you've layered them, they still dry. Because you'd imagine, okay, they'll dry great directly on the paper, but you'd imagine, in my head, they'd saturate the paper a bit. So if you try and go again and again, they wouldn't dry quickly, but they even do when you use them like that, which I think is fantastic. Loads of people still commenting along. Kerry says she can't remember the last time she watched regular TV, Debbie. She watches that much Crafters TV, which I love. Katie says she's travelling next weekend. She's going to use the Leanne bag to carry her crafty essentials on the airplane. What a great idea. Where are you off to, Katie? That's what I want to know. Where are you off on your hollybobs? Sonia says she loves the layering sweet treats. When they had the collection, I bought them all. They're an awesome price today, just for the 4. Katie uses the acrylic storage panels as well for all of her stamps. Definitely keep the sheet on top, like you said, Debbie. She says that's a great way to do it. Robin in Maryland, she had Blue Moon ice cream growing up, which was a beautiful sky blue colour.
Oh, that sounds nice, Joe.
Oh, apparently as well, for anyone in the UK, Debbie, so you know you can treat yourself. Iceland sell blue ice cream. It's bubblegum flavour. They also have blue and purple spiralling lollies that are sour cherry and raspberry. Yummo.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Now, Joe, I wanted to put some sprinkles on top, but I forgot which crosshair I used it in. Can you remember for me, my ice cream? Definitely weren't that one. Did I go in was it this one that I used it in? Oh, I'm trying to remember now, and it's really annoying me. It's because I stamped my cherry meantime. Tell you what, we'll leave sprinkles off. We'll give it a miss with sprinkles.
No sprinkles. We're sweet enough today.
Sweet enough. But look, now I'm all ready to go, and I'm just moving my stamping platform for a second. What I love, I'm going to say it again, the ink may remain on your fingers, but it ain't going on that paper because it just instantly, quickly dries absolutely super fast.
I guess that's a really good point with other ink pads. If you got it on your fingers, you've then got to worry about it going everywhere else. But if it dries...
Yep. And that's what I love about it. And the fact that it works in harmony as well with the rest of the ink pads. I absolutely love them. Honestly, it's one of those things, when I used to work in store, the amount of people that used to come into store and say, I don't know what ink pad is for what. I don't know what I could use for layering stamps. I don't know what I could use for whatever it was that, what they wanted to use. And since Spectrum, I got so excited when I realised that we were actually bringing a system out in inks that was straightforward, really clear. And honestly, it couldn't be any clearer because it's the pictures on the tin for a start. So I said the tin, pictures on there. You can see you get that crisp look on there. Just hold that there for a second so you can see it. You can see it works perfectly with that layering. It's absolutely fabulous. It really is. Lovely. And it simplifies things.
I just remind, because a couple of people asked again where they can get that download, which shows you how to organise them. So you go to Inspiration, our website. I think Inspiration is one of those tabs along the top, isn't it? Click up there. Then click Get Inspired, and then it's under Downloads, and it will show you how you group them all together and store them all, which is fun, and it's all there under Spectrum as well.
I am honestly super excited to know that we've got something. It's like we take all the hard work away from you, and I just think to have that to hand, that would have saved me a real lot of time if I'd have known about that, Joe. That's all I'm going to say, and I wish now I knew about it. Now I do know about it. It's too late because I've already got them laid up. I actually, and Craig and the guys will tell you down at Peterborough, I've put little as in that bottle. Let me just take you off.
So have you got another set in the trays down there?
We have. We've got another set. I've got a set at home, which are my home personal ones. Then I've got a set down at Peterborough. But in here, I've actually put a little sticky blob. I say a sticky blob. Do you know those sticky things?
Like a little
label, sticky label. Yeah. And I've just wrote on which ones they are, so I never ever miss out where they are as well. So that's just another little top tip there. Right, Joe. So I've run them through my Gemini, and all we're going to do now is you can build up, and I've just popped them on there. I love this collection. It's absolutely gorgeous. You've got your layering stamps and then your die cuts to be able to cut out and build up your own image. Whatever it is you want to build up, it's just fabulous. And even there, let's just build that up. Let me move these out of the way. How are we doing for time, Joe? Can I build this up? Have I got time to build it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. We've got about, how long have we got left? We've got about 5 minutes or so left on the show. So I reckon so.
Oh, well, I'll just show you. I'm just going to pop it there. But look how gorgeous that looks. Even with the cherry just on the top, it looks absolutely fabulous. Can I show you a few finished samples? Because the design team always work. I'll just move my little step out of the way. But there we go, look. So if I just pop that, let's just squiddle everything out of the way without knocking everything. Oh, look at that ice cream, Joe.
How beautiful is that?
Come on. And the cupcake. But let's not forget, you've got other things in there as well. So that's the In Bloom. Again, really gorgeous. No colouring in required. Nothing need to do. You just layer them up with your inks, your quick dry inks, and you get this image. And then you can die cut them so that you can lift them off. So the back image has been stamped. Then we've die cut those little leaves and lifted them off, and die cut the flower as well. And then we've got, look at this one. Isn't that vase bouquet? Just exquisite. Look at the difference with the colour combination between these two. Same stamp, two different colours, and they both look absolutely beautiful. Now, who doesn't love a macaroon? A macaroon or a macaron?
These are called macaroons, aren't
Is
they?
it macaroons? Oh, it's macaron.
It is
She's telling us
macaron.
it's macaron.
It is macaron.
There's obviously a difference. There is obviously a difference.
Macarons are the French ones, the lovely crispy ones, and a macaroon it has got.
It's a coconut, isn't it? Coconut macaroon. My mum's favourite.
I love a macaroon.
I'm going to remember that from next time. Mum's favourite coconut macaroon, completely different to a macaron. But look how gorgeous these look again. And again, just choosing your colour combination. You don't have to do any colouring in. Just use your quick dry inks with your layering stamps and you're going to get the most simplest, quickest things that you can create. I could sing about these ink pads till the cows come home. I really could. They're absolutely fabulous. There's lots you can do with them. And I've only just literally touched is it the tip of the iceberg?
It is the tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. But honestly, there's so many things you can do with them. They're an absolute fabulous. It is exactly what it says on there. It's crisp, defined layers every single time. They are water soluble, so that means they react with water as well, as you saw me do earlier on in the show. You can colour match your backgrounds and things like that. You can use them for all your layering stamps. We've got some amazing stamps on that show as well, Joe, at all those prices. Honestly, treat yourself to a couple of some inks and I promise you, before long, you'll end up with the whole lot.
Beautiful. Massive thanks to Debbie. So there you've got in there the sweet treats, remember. You've also got the macarons. You've then got in here as well, In Bloom. That one's coming to you just there. And you've got the vase bouquet there as well. $29.98 if you want to go for those, or $39.90 if you want to grab those. Right, the ink pads. Do not forget about the ink pads. The star of this show, of course, very, very busy on them. The 29-piece collection, far and away the busiest. I think as the show's gone on and you've seen the different ways of using them, it's definitely got busier and busier. The 29-piece outselling the 13-piece set 4-1 to give you an idea of how many people are going for that bigger one. All the great colours are in here as well. So I'll run you through quickly as you're having a look at them. Baby blue, anthracite, Bordeaux, Chinese red, crushed velvet, damson wine. You've got frosty jade, grasshopper, green topaz, jet black, lagoon, midnight, misty morning, noir black, oasis, ocean blue, orange, parakeet, pale fig, plum jam, pine tree, pumice, sandstorm, spar blue, seal brown, smoked emerald, smoke pearl, smoke plume, and twilight grey as well. Everyone saves $44.71 or $61.55. Platinum members are saving an extra £20 or $28 by going for this collection, meaning that they would get it for £80 or $112, which is fantastic. Don't forget about your storage. Well, where did I put them? I stored them away nice and safely. They are, of course, over here. The storage trays, this is a 6 that you can see here. With this collection, you actually get 2 sets of these, which is brilliant. You can either stack them up, you can actually pop them together side by side as well if you want. It's completely up to you. In that bundle there, you've got enough to enable you to store all of the ink pads that you have used, that you will have got in that 29-piece collection, which is brilliant. Debbie, when are you back with us here on Crafts TV?
I am back this weekend. I think I've got a masterclass and I've got a craft house. I'm really excited.
Ooh,
I've got a double dose on Saturday. Let me just tell you, Joe, back in stock, back in stock. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to make yourself stamping easier, this is the one to go for.
Absolutely.
I'll see you all on Saturday.
We will see you there, Debbie. Waited forever to get that magnetic stamping platform base back in stock. It's back in stock now with a saving as well, £22 or $26.50 if you want to get the magnetic. We'll be back later today, of course, with Monday Makers with Craig, which is fantastic. There's a whole week of shows, of course, still to come here on Crafts TV. I'll be with you all day tomorrow. I'll be here with Sarah, double Sarah tomorrow, for Softer Side of Life in the morning, followed by Launch Party, and then I'll be having a few days off. Derek will be here for a couple of days. There's also the HSM preview if you're in the States this Friday as well, 2 till 5 if you're on the East Coast. So make sure you mark that now in your diary. Right, we're going to go and grab some lunch. We will see you back here. I will. Big thanks to Debbie. Big thanks to you guys. I'll be back here with Craig in a few hours. So hopefully I'll see you there. Take care.